All right. All right. Now we got chat. Rascal is here. Thank you for joining. And I just posted in Discord, so if we got more coming. But yeah, that's going to be the learning process here. Want to do more of these going forward. So hopefully we'll get this down eventually. Maybe actually do an official streaming site. But for now, growing pains it is. First, we get a little spreadsheet. Know why we're doing what we're doing. We'll wait for a couple more people to join while this is happening here. Yeah, exactly. Test run for the wheel spins. It is going to be real. Hopefully, everything being pushed back to actually let me do this stream whenever I get back from my trip. Because for now, there'll be an issue with getting that done in time. But that could be the one good thing about this whole hacking delay. Let's make sure this link is up and running. Rascal, where did you get this link? Did you just go to my channel or did you see it in Discord? Oh, got a black screen now. Oh my goodness. What is going on? All right, stop sharing. We got 4 people here. We're progressing. Just gotta figure out how do I get to actually share my spreadsheet. Okay, perfect. That's how you got here. Can you see my screen, Rascal? See the beautiful spreadsheet. Let's uh-oh. Am I still live? You can see it. Okay. I gotta figure out how to pop out chat and also Rascal, you're the real MVP right now. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's pop out chat again. Hey, you can see my face. That's worth something, hopefully. Welcome to chat. All right. Let's see. Can you see my spreadsheet here? Or did they go black? I don't know why I can't see my own channel on my YouTube right now. I wonder if I found myself on my other YouTube account. Funny thing is I'm not even subscribed to myself on my one channel. Try to find my own channel and just layered stuff pops up. That makes sense. Oh, why is it black? I think I just can't pop out chat. All right, I think I found the reason. We're just not gonna pop out chat. I have chat up on my phone now. We're gonna try. We're gonna get here. I think YouTube just doesn't like sharing a smaller screen. All right, screenception. Here we go. Here we go. Now I can see my screen on my phone. All right, we're here. All right, thank you for your patience, all 7 of you. Hamis and Rascal, thank you for your feedback. So what I did here was I exported my current players and I said, if players are 28 and older next season and 64 overall and under, I want them to only be backups. That's all I want. I think they're done progressing. or I think the odds are they've hit prime age, or really at this point, common or limited. They're probably not progressing to something too super valuable. And so that left me with 836 players that are going to be purely backups for me. I think it's going to break down to be about 76 clubs that are going to be full 11 and 11 rotations. And so I just need all those positions filled for fresh players potentially, or players that are younger. So I took that and I said, all right, let's make this column not black. I made it black again. So I took out the players that are going to be used opposite of 11. Overall, though, these are the players that I have left in my inventory after taking out the old heads, between rare uncommons, and these are limited in commons. And so what we're going to be doing here is we took out some for my uncommons and up rotations. I said I want certain amounts of, these are my 17-man rotations here. And so different things are required for 17-man rotations depending on the formation rotations. Again, I'm not a tactical genius, never pretended to be. Thomas, you can't hear me? Okay, it was on your end. Awesome. So basically what I'm going to be running a lot based off of what I have is going to be a lot of 4-2-3-1s, 4-3-3 attacks, 4-2-2s rotations, 4-2-2, 4-1-2-2, 1-4-1-2. That's difficult. And then 4-4-1-1, 4-4-2. That's just to use the center forwards. And then lastly, we'll do some 5 at the back just because I have left wing back, right wing back. So going forward here, looking basically to fill all my roster spots, all said and done, I am down a lot of players. And so what we're going to do is as I kind of unpack these players, I'm going to add them to my spreadsheet here. And hopefully we end up at a good ratio. If not, I'll make some adjustments as far as what rosters need to be done. But overall, we're looking to fill 120 rosters. And so even what I have here is still 11 rosters short. And that's why I was looking for 400 common players. Unfortunately, MFL has me stopped for now. I think they're sleeping, which is understandable. But then from there, hopefully I can get more in future days, or I'll just buy a lot off the marketplace. So we'll go to my HQ here and we'll just start ripping. But while we're doing that, I do want to get your guys' feedback here first. Let's just scroll, see how fun this is. It may be lagging on your screen too with everything going on. But anyway, there's one Lego in there. We'll get to that here at the end. We'll see if we get through all these tonight. I don't want to drag this out for everybody, but thank you all for being here while we go through this process. So for number one, just start the comment. If not, sorry, we'll figure it out for future. I know streaming with sound can be challenging, but yeah, here we go. You know, I knew we would lose the Europeans, but I didn't think about the Australian contingent that we would get as a result. So I appreciate you being here, taking your lunch break with me. Oh, so it's an Australian family stream. I can keep that in mind. I prefer times like this. Families in bed, typically, and I'm a night owl, so this works out well. All right, opening up with the cam. At least get some flexibility. Not really with that 22 defense and low physical, but 21. That's what we're looking for. You can progress from there. Never too upset to see a 21-year-old. My overall analysis of players is fairly limited as well. We're just going to be ripping because we don't have time much to analyze these players either. Rascal, you're in the UK. Good for you. I appreciate you staying up late. You're also a night owl, I guess. Do you work a different shift, or are you just naturally up this late? Oh, Randall starts at 2 a.m. there. 22-year-old. I need left backs. Left backs and right backs, what we're looking for, and center backs, really. 48. Hopefully he has dual flexibility. Okay, not the dual flexibility I was looking for, but still something. But again, decent pace, position I need, 22. 22 and under. That's kind of the main goal here. Love to get some teenagers in there, but if we can average 22, That's below average, which is great. Just naturally up late. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I'll tell you, I've been looking forward to this day, as you guys all have, I'm sure, for a while. But just finding reasons to rep more comments, always a good time. And plus, I mean, you may understand right now. Oh, there's a teenager. I've been really struggling to do rotations. Oh, that's a 34. That is not that is not as good as I was hoping for a teenager. Um, if I can do the full 11-11 swaps for my Spark teams, that'll actually save me a lot of time doing rotations going forward. CDM at 27 defense. Might be able to be higher rated at center mid. Still not probably great because those are not great stats at all. But he's got time to grow. Even at 18, I mean, even if he is a fun player for life, he'll still return positive MFL. I've done a separate stream on that before. If you've ever been curious to look at that, at least either a separate stream where I talked to Laird about it, just kind of why I find so much value in kind of farming common players and how I think even with limited to no progression, you can at least break even. So it's the most sustainable way of playing MFL, in my opinion, if that's your main goal. Andrew, good to see you too. Thanks for making it. I will say in general, chat is super small on my phone. That's how I'm seeing chat right now. So every now and then I'll peek in. Ooh, a 20-year-old 53. That's probably the best one so far. However, CDM is my least needed position. I said we'll adjust this spreadsheet as we're going, but I think we're actually just going to adjust that all later. That way we're not going back and forth the whole time. And I'll take the time to just sort by when they enter my whatever you want to call it, enter my agency at a later point in time. So we can just keep on going. Thomas, I think I just saw you posted the link in Discord. Thanks for that. Now they have the right one. Yeah, for those that didn't know, we had the wrong. I had a kid friendly, and so chat was off, and so that's why we had to start a second stream. I'd be curious for the. Actually, might be three of you watching right now, given the fact I think I'm more of the four on my phone. Are any of you in a division with me? That would be my next question. In the comments, we said we were. I don't know if we'll be on next season or not. I hope that team got promoted for you, or is about to be. 22, 46 left back. Again, left back, no matter what the rating is, honestly, I'll take it right now. Preferably left back, right backs, but with full 11 and 11 swaps, we don't need dual positions as much as others. Also curious to hear how the rest of your guys' pack ripping experience went today. If you were able to buy any today, or if you're new to the game, welcome. 19 right back. Okay, please have good stats, like my last teenager. That should be terrible. Yeah, at least they can be teammates together. 36. Jeez. 27 defending. It's never a good sign for right back. All right. Well, not going to lie, it has not been great so far. But age-wise, we have not been hit with anything 24 and older. So hopefully that keeps going here. Do you have enough teams for these players, Trust, or will you put us in dev jail? So, Andrew, I think you probably got here a little bit late. Happy to kind of go over that again here. Basically, what I did was any player over the age of 28 next season are going to be only backups. And so I made a lot of room in my agency for new starters by making basically people I think are prime age already or older not play. Okay, 54-24. That's something I'll take. And right mid and left mid. Okay. On the older side of the average, but still pretty good. Defense, non-existent. So he'll probably be more aggressive. He may actually be a better cam. Have to dig in that in the future. Hamas says, question is, does Trust have enough clubs? I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll figure out. And am I saying Hamas? Is it Hamas or James? I don't know why. I'm trying to remember what Jimbo said on the screen. Got a few okay limiteds and one uncommon. Open. That was a 17. Okay, 65 is a bummer, but a 17-year-old, that's awesome. Okay, either. Okay, so I can't mess it up. That's good. So probably mix it up. Center back, need those, like we said. I really just don't need CDMs. Those are my least needed position right now. Could also use more strikers. Really, we're not too picky, just not CDMs. Why do you not consider selling players not progressing over 30 years old? I really don't think there's value in selling those players simply because um, what you can get for them is minimal to nothing. I mean, you can probably buy those players for 10 cents, and I think that they're not due to progress, but what they can provide for your team as far as rotation pieces, I think is still worthwhile. And so, yeah, if you're over 30, if anything, you help make my decision easier just to play backups and allow this guy, Miko Kawhi, Mikio, however you say it, to play more games. And so he'll get 20 plus games next season, as many as he can play. And then whenever the starting 11's tired, we'll just swap out. I'll try to stack teams, my 11 starters, with similar physicals. So hopefully they need energy at the same time. And like guys like this, hopefully play a bit longer. But 18, that's and a 47, not a 37. We'll take that. By the way, I have no idea what number we're on. We're just gonna keep opening, and eventually that Lego pack will rise to the top. So whenever we get there, maybe we'll stop. We'll see what time it is. They have to be up early tomorrow, but I've also been looking forward to this for how long? As much as you guys have too. 26. I don't even want to see the rest of this opening, to be honest. 42, 26. So this is the kind of player that really I'd have no idea what to do with. I have a hard time seeing him progressing very much. Yeah, maybe he's a better CM. I don't think he is. So he'll play, but I won't be happy about it. But even that player, I feel like will, through just playing time and average longevity, may still break even. And if not, an average player will break even in itself, not to mention the progression monsters that will make this more than worthwhile in the long run. We can take a break here in a second too, and just kind of show some players that have been progression monsters for me, and why I believe in this strategy. Both because it's fun to have a lot of teams and see who pops off, but the fact that I think it's like 2% or 3% of people will progress 15 plus, just increase your field of opportunities, and then hopefully reap the harvest whenever some things pop. But yeah, I want to get back into streaming more, so hopefully I will. It's just a matter of one timing. It's good to know this is a good option for those of you that are in Australia as well. Um, but two, I also frankly have enjoyed streaming with Laird or with MFO with Ryan, because of the fact that it's more fun to engage with people and talk with people while I'm doing this. So appreciate chat asking questions, because it makes it a lot more fun to me for me to just talk about it, because I'm sure a lot of you go through the same thing. Who can I talk to about this game? I have a lot of friends that I have a hard time convincing to play. 50, 21. Okay. At a position I need. We like that. Hopefully progress as well. Nothing crazy stat wise, but not looking for anything crazy. Just looking for young and some utility. I'm right there with you, Rascal. Cannot get enough content here. I personally, like I said, rotations for me usually take, to this before, take about 40 minutes to 50 minutes to an hour sometimes, depending on red cards and whatnot. Historically, that's whenever I had more condensed rotations. I'm hoping to make that streamlined this year. But I love just throwing on any video I can find while I'm doing that later at night. I don't know how many of my rotations for this upcoming Holiday Heroes Classic, man. Some of these games, especially with the schedule adjustments, are going to be like 3, 4 games a day, maybe even 5, depending on what division you're in. Left back, need 25-year-old, didn't need, but he'll allow other players to progress on the team. by being able to field a team. Yeah, that's true. And they should take the holidays off. Good for them. Um, this was a plan thought of today. This was not initial like, oh well, stream whenever this comes out. It just happened to fit my schedule on some level. Um, and yeah, figured I'd share that excitement with other people that wanted to talk about it. But yeah, Ramble Wender. I think I saw Amrezy came out the video today. So that's a great option. Um, I saw someone else came up the video today. Um, that's the content channels for. Okay, left mid, right wing, left wing. Maybe they're better right wing, left wing. Someone's probably better at analyzing stats than me when it comes to who could be better at what position. But multiple positions, never a bad thing, especially if they pop off. So, what I'm curious about is how many teams do you guys all have? And how do I get you to have more teams? How can I convince you? What needs to be done for you to join the process? Well, I guess, Thomas, you're going to join the process by helping coach one of my clubs. A 40-year-old keeper. Okay, I'm glad it's the first keeper. Really don't need these guys. Talking about dev center guys, goalkeepers are probably the only chance of players I'll hopefully have to throw in there. You're up to 8 teams, 1 ice, and then spark sides, 1 flint. I have the reaction thing. Okay, so a bunch of sparks in there in the middle. I think it's a good place to be. As long as you can buy sparks for the same price as flints, I don't know why you wouldn't. MFL rewards are better. You may have some worse results, but yeah, I think farming players, the difference in rating isn't that much different, not to mention the fact people are still stacking flints for better or for worse. Jackson Afonso, 21, left mid. Okay, pace left mid. I mean, of course, it's always been discussed. Pace is not a factor for ratings for left mids, right mids. It's good to see a player with good pace. Okay, left mid and center mid. I don't think he'd be very good cam now with that shooter, but I could be wrong. On 7, potentially 9 with managing 2. The way I could get there is more. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Find more locations you care about, and that would potentially lead you to get more clubs. Yeah, I'm really going to do my best to hold at 120. I feel like I shouldn't say reasonable number, but I feel like at some point you gotta stop. I've still haven't decided how I'm going to delegate teams. Frankly, just because we don't know what that looks like yet. But I know at least I'll have one going to offense. Okay, 54 right wing, dual position, no. But 23, no need for defense. Physical could be better, but again, you give me 54s at average age, I'll take those all day. Hopefully they're right around prime age now and they just take off. Yeah, paid 75. You could have gotten 2 for 80. I've done that plenty of times with some either United States licenses, especially Philly. I've overpaid for a couple of Philly licenses, but that's just because I'm a 76ers fan and trust the process. It's what we're all about. And so anytime I get a Philly license, I'll overpay a little bit at least. Kurt Berger. That's a fun name. 46 goalkeeper, 21. He might end up starting. I'll have to analyze my goalkeepers later. He might start for a club. But I can't decide. Maybe you guys can give your input on this too. Goalkeepers, I want to play young goalkeepers to see if they progress. But their odds of progressing, I'm like, maybe I should just play older guys and sacrifice progression for younger ones, simply because even if younger ones progress, the average or a good progression of 5, 6, 7, or even the 15 random ones from a common, they're really getting that much value back. Either way, we'll see. 19 right mid, please be good. Okay, good pace. Okay, 46. Not terrible, especially for a teenager. Right mid, left mid, even better. Would be curious actually with that pace and shooting if he could be a better striker. So we'll have to keep him in mind to look up later. I think there's a chance he could be a low 50 striker. 2 or 3 progress, 15 plus, but based off base. What does that really net you in the end? I'm guessing does that net you? Or does that really get you in the end? Is the end goal to sell? Otherwise, how many make it to ice? Yeah. So, Andrew, great question. Really, I don't really look at that 2 to 3% number too much. I'm really looking for that 0.5%, or whatever number that is. That I don't think there's an official stat out there that could go to a rare, go to Lego. So I've had those players, um, and frankly, for me, like that's where real bang for your buck is. And if I can break even or make a little profit off these players while I'm finding the diamonds in the rough, it's basically like farming for free or farming with upside for gold. Um, Buying land without any chance of loss, I guess. I don't know. Um, I'm not striving for a nice player. I'm looking for the guys that are going to become more than that. Um, Actually, while that guy loads, let's look at some players here and kind of share what I'm talking about. Um, so, like, I would say of my top players, about half have been monster progressors and half have been players that just started high. Charles thinks sort of a limited. Okay, sort of as an uncommon. It's nothing crazy there, but still good, still great progression. Vidic, I think, sort of as an uncommon. It's not too great from the common conversations yet. Okay, sort of as a limited. Really flatlined out, but he was just a beast for a while in progression. Bozic, he may have been a common. Again, these guys started progressing whenever limiteds weren't a thing yet. Okay, so he was probably started as a 55. Either way, if players don't get to Lego from the low levels, I guess we could just look at progressional time; it'd be a lot faster. They don't need to get to Lego to be worthwhile. They can be a very solid rare. Yeah, here's another one. Leon, been plus 34 all time. So he started as a common. These guys are getting solid contracts now in these upper tiers. Not to mention the fact, really, I think that we've had this power creep. I think it's gonna reverse. I think we're gonna have players that are playing 5 overalls higher now in a certain division. It's gonna be 5 overalls lower coming up. Ooh, 27. This is the first 27. In a position I need at the very least. But not an exciting pool. He won't be one of my full 11 or 11 switches. I'll still have some clubs that are 3 rotations, 17-man rotations, and there'll be players like that who aren't 28 plus but don't have a lot of youth left to them. Yeah, exactly. Only need a half to fly up there. Makes it worth it. I'm typically someone that loves analyzing kind of probabilities and calculations, and the fact that I feel like I can do this relatively risk-free is what makes it fun for me. I never really started off buying Legos, and so the fact that I really didn't get in pre-boom and pre kind of NFL taking off with the higher end players, I haven't kind of hit my break-even point yet as a whole. But I feel very confident with the sustainability that my agency has right now. And I've only continued to expand. So I've considered taking some money out to kind of recapture what my investment. But it feels wrong to kind of, when I feel like there's so much room for this still to grow, like, why would you pull out? It's kind of my mindset right now. But now that I hit 120 teams, maybe I'll start just pulling out a little bit from rewards year after year. My goal basically probably is to every 2 seasons kind of reset my rosters. And so with that, I'll be spending that every other year, maybe selling some packs, maybe just selling those Lego packs. I could about 3 of those 85 to 89s. And that would have been, could have probably sold them for 500 each, 500 plus each, along with the extras, and made about 1,500. If I can do that every other year, make 1,500, but keep my agency sustainable, that'd be fantastic. I mean, that's 1,500 every few months. Um, Again, I don't believe the main goal in this is to make money, but if I can make money while having fun, there's nothing wrong with that either. Um, that was a 41, so I kind of just closed out that quickly. um, when do you find those diamonds in the rough? Do you look to sell? We're just wondering what the end goal is of this common farm. Yeah, it's tough to figure out. I've never actually sold one of my monsters. Um, it's more so what kind of contracts they can get you, um, and what kind of returns they can get when they do take off. Um, Ultimately, I just feel like the rewards I can get from it is just as fun as selling. But there's still a time where I'll put a price tag on players and see like, hey, I think this is the much MFL value I can get from this player for the rest of their career on average. Um, if someone wants to buy it for that price or higher, great. Rather take the money now. Um, but 37 pace, yikes. But 23, 52, CDM is not what I needed, like I said, but won't complain too much. I would say just in general, though, whenever things start to flatten out, whenever we start to have more of a consistent retirement, it'll be easier to gauge what overalls belong in what divisions. I still feel like as a whole, I have some younger players that are up here. I shouldn't say younger, but younger than these 30-some-year-old ultimates that are retiring soon. And I'm kind of holding on just in case some of these guys do pop and become diamond quality even more so. Both this guy's diamond and this guy's diamond quality now. Actually, Charles played diamond last year too. But overall, it'll be easier to kind of judge someone's overall estimated valuation whenever we have more consistent retirements. And so I don't know what the end goal is for sure. It really depends on what we look at retirements and how the overall league settle at over time. 54 striker, a little bit old, but need good strikers. And so I'll take the couple of years above the average to have a 54 striker for sure. But yeah, no, I'm fascinated to see whenever players start retiring what the averages for each leagues are. It could change drastically, or just people start playing those players that belong in certain divisions in those divisions because they get offered contracts that are worthwhile. So who knows where there's at. I'm just really excited for retirements to start on a significant level so we can actually see how that's going to impact everything else. But for now, I just like hold on to my players. I don't feel the need to rush to sell them. That was a long answer, but we got a lot of time. Is that Lego coming up? Not quite yet. All right, here's what we're gonna say. If we're still going and not the Lego yet at 10 o'clock, maybe we'll open it. Especially if we get a 16. If we get two 16-year-olds between now and then, I'll open it right away. Got to open it while it's hot. But yeah, man, I am so excited for that wheel. I already got 7 wheel spins all queued up from the advent calendar. Didn't end up with a pitch. I thought I was gonna get a pitch, but I'm not too upset about it. First board for 6 for 19. Oh, what is it? 10. Nice. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Just with the striker qualities. He, however, is not good. Yeah, maybe better left back with a little bit of pace. Can't be much needed to be beyond a 41. But no, appreciate you looking that up. So that's good. It's a good thing to know. I might try to make more of a misfit team this year, just to really see how they perform in the cups. One thing I've also thought about too is for these 11-man old man rotations, do I have those 11-man old mans be a higher overall than the starting 11, so that in the cup games I start the old men, and then from there play the other guys for the rest of the league games, and hopefully therefore have a better average for my cup starters than the cup that they're in. And plus they'll help the progression of the youngsters because they're higher overall. So I'm gonna try to do. We'll just see if I have enough higher overall old men to make that work. My guess is there is a slight dip in average team strength, and then it settles. Actually, I think I clicked off open. Man, where'd my window go? Might just close this guy and open back up. Yes, my guess is that'll settle there. Uh-oh. My system is not happy. Let's just close out this window and open a new one. Yeah, now we're back live. Seems like players will continue to outpace retirement, which slows the creep. I don't think it drops. Yeah, we'll see. We're really gonna have to see kind of what they do with player supply when retirement starts. They're gonna go back to more packs, more ways to replace those players besides rewards. But ultimately, I really find my agency as a whole separating. 26. We have a few clubs in Iron right now where I really want to take up higher, really make those like my teams I focus on tactics for and whatnot going forward. They might have more teams fall from Ice down to Spark, maybe Flint eventually, probably too. And it'll really allow me to kind of not stress too much about those middle ground teams, but really focus on the teams I care about and just loan out the in betweens. And so I don't know where things are going to land, but I'd love to get one of my Philly clubs eventually up to Diamond. So we'll see. Cortez 54 right mid is +5 at camp. Hey, yeah, and Ames, if you see any players you want to see on that Edinburgh team, you let me know. We can craft a team. We can craft that team for you. All right, 22 left mid. Okay, good pace. Again, like that 53. Okay, this is a good card. This is a good player. I look forward to having left mid, right mid, dual flexibility. Who knows? Maybe progressive monster, and he can be an England national team player one day. Not to get ahead of myself, but I've noticed some new people in the stream, and so I'll also take a second here and kind of show why I'm opening so many players. Just recap that real quick. So I did that pretty early when there's only a few of us here. Big welcome. Yeah, your feedback is well welcomed, even for common players. I don't know how much you analyze the common people. I know most of the time you just stick them in dev jail. Those poor guys. 52 goalkeeper. This is the kind of guy I'm talking about. He's young-ish. Am I better off starting a 52 goalkeeper at 24 years old or like a 47 at like 21? Who should be starting if I can only start one? That's kind of what I'm trying to process right now. But okay, so go back just to keep quick recap here. What I did in this leading up to this off season is I took my players 28 and older and said, anyone 64 overall and under, I want you to be backups. You're no longer playing a good amount of games. You're only backing up players that are young and hopefully could have more time to progress before their prime. And so I took out those players that are going to play opposite of the old heads and said, okay, here are my rare and uncommon players for each position type, and my starting players these are my commons and limiteds. And overall found out, okay, what do I need to have to play certain positions and rotations? And overall, whenever I have all my final players in here, then I'll go back to this and say, okay, what rotations can I do to use up all my players evenly? And hopefully just buy an extra player here or there and it'll all balance out. We'll go a deeper video on that maybe another time. But that's kind of why I'm ripping so many comments right now. I think the overall league strength will weaken, but there will always be the one or two teams who buy the league in lower divisions for sure. And that's where it's hard to get out whenever you're in Spark, Flint, even Ice. Really any division. You're gonna have players that are gonna try to buy their way out of that league. And frankly, my Philly club, I was hoping to buy my way out last season, but the league was stronger than I anticipated. I really want to push one of my two Iron Phillies up to bronze. Fortunately, neither relegated, but neither went up this season, so we'll have to focus up more next season. 26. I don't even want to look at your stats. That's a bad age and a bad position. I don't want. Where do you guys feel your inventory player wise is at? Do you have are you also heavy on CDMs or is it just me? Because even going back to this, like I'm playing a lot of 4-4-2 Bs in some rotations, or like this one involves a couple CDMs. Um, yeah, they seem to be everywhere. Um, Easier to buy them now with the market where it is. Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like a lot of people are buying players at these nice low prices because they can use them for a few seasons. I'm not sold they're gonna get their value back, and that's maybe it's not important to them. Um, but I've actually looked at maybe the idea of selling some more of some of my old heads that are in that uncommon and rare space. So I think there is some room in the market to make some money on them, opposed to what the potential returns would be. Um, that was a 53 overall 20-year-old. I just kind of looked over, um, becoming numb to this. A lot of CDMs and cams, but a lot of CDMs can play CM. Yeah, that's one thing I frankly just don't have time to look into, to see what my CDMs can play, what positions. Looking at my players here, I really want to look to see who can play left wing, right wing, left mid, right mid, left back or left back, left. Yeah, overall, be the whole CM, RM, LM. Yeah, you think you know what I'm saying? We're getting late. My ability to talk is going out the window. 24 center back. Okay, a little bit older, decent enough stats to play on some team. Again, I need center backs. Not great, not great, but necessary. Still waiting for that 16-year-old. Picked up a 72 center back, 29-year-old, low ID for $3. Okay, that one seems like a good buy. I think I'm talking more about the players that are like, oh yeah, I'm getting them. He just hit his retirement thing, but I still have 2 or 3 seasons with him. I'll get my value out. I don't think people are fully understanding how difficult it is to use players that are in that orange and red window. Um, Saying they'll get good use out of them, it's just not going to happen. Um, but I think scouting low IDs is awesome. You can't search by low ID, I don't think, in the market. So you really have to go in and click and look at them. Center mid 54. Okay. Again, older side, maybe a prime age soon. Either way, I'll never complain about a 54 overall common player whenever they're 25 or under. I generally have no idea how many players I've opened so far. We could maybe didn't even put a dent in this. If only there's Wi-Fi on the plane. Flying tomorrow, it'd be nice to be able to open up packs the whole time. 28 and a goalkeeper. We don't even need to see the rest of this. We don't need that nonsense. Waste of time. Hey Andy, welcome to chat. Okay, big. I'm gonna trust your wisdom on orange is still fine. Um, Whenever I was filtering through my players and I was seeing what rares and uncommons I had, I didn't actually count my red and oranges for next season. Just didn't want to count on them for rotations. Instead, that might just play in some lower leagues and just smash and cut matches or get loaned out. We'll see if what they can get on the loan market. But because I'm planning for 2 years at a time, I didn't want any oranges or reds to be a part of this plan for the next 2 seasons. 21-year-old goalkeeper, 47. I think I mentioned that guy earlier. Yeah, I almost that red last season, man. I feel like this should just retire. I feel like that was almost like a way of having a little less player inventory is how unusable those guys are, especially low physical players. I have some players that are low physicals that are legendaries, and I'm like, that red season is going to be useless. Maybe use him to just promote some lower level team in key matches or something. Right wing, left wing. Okay, next question. I feel like I find more right wing, left wings, and more right mid, left mids than I do left back, right backs. I don't know if that's a stat in this game or not, but I just find so many of them, both in my inventory, but also when searching the marketplace. I don't know if that's because on the marketplace they're less common, people need them more. Yeah, somebody can play both sides. 19, CDM. Get excited about the age, but the position, man. 52. I'll still be excited. I'll still be excited about a 19-year-old 52. Any other position? CM. Maybe better center mid. Probably better center mid with that defense. Maybe someone else can look at that and tell me. Yeah, I think you got pretend that last season doesn't exist. Yeah, big. I think that's what the problem is. Left back, right backs are used so often, so people don't sell them, so they feel more rare. But that's yeah, it's my highest. It's my highest need for sure, and I haven't gotten one yet, so it's not a good sign. Might be offering some more for some old guys, old left back, right backs, right mid, 20 years old, high pace. Okay, and 53. Okay, this is a good player. Not great defense. Don't put him in position to play defense. Right mid, left mid, right mid, left mid. I think it's both odds are higher, but also the fact that right back, left backs are needed more. Big. Do you think it is just the fact that they're used in 80% of formations, why they feel so rare, or do you think there's also less of them? I'd be curious on your take on that. Anyone else's take too. But I know Big's done a lot of research. Keith Walton, Australian. There's your or is that New Zealand? Sorry if I offended anybody. 53 center back, 24-year-old. Good. Australia. Okay. I did not offend anyone unless my second guessing offended somebody. My problem with three back formations, Big, is I can't do a 17-man rotation with them. I could do a full 11-11 swap, but I have not found an ability to do a 17-man rotation with everyone getting 67% playing time. And that's usually how I like to run my 17-man rotations. Yeah, top end RBs are especially rare. That's what I'm hoping my Lego pack. I would love that to be another right back. I don't need it, but I know what people do. 20-year-old right wing, left wing. Again, I don't know if it's. I think it's just more common. Three at the backs really struggled this season. I think they struggled for the second half whenever Beckman came in, as MFL Ryan would say. That second half engine really hurt, especially Jimbo. I hated to see that. I do have one Philly club that I think is in the same chain to increase into Jimbo's league. And so I was kind of like, I hope he promotes for himself. But if I can promote this Philly club in future years, maybe I can catch him. 53 Cam, 18. All right. Left wing, right mid. Oh, geez. What would he be better at? That's a lot of different positions. I have no idea. We'll look into Tulio another time. Do 17 rotations, but involves like 8 different formations in a season. Yeah. Yeah, I have certain. This is where this was basically going through here was saying, okay, 4-2-3-1, 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2-B, 4-3 attack, 4-3 attack, 4-2-4, and so on. These are all 4-2-2s, 4-2-2, and then 4-1-2-1-2, 4-1-2-1-2. Yeah, different formations that can be 17-man rotations. There's a lot of options. It's just a matter of how do you utilize all your players. And that's where a spreadsheet like this is going to help me going forward. I'm going to probably use that, like I said, every 2 seasons. 26-year-old, but a striker. He's 37 pace, 33 shooting. The thing is, I think I need strikers where he might still start and even be on a full maybe 11, a lot of playing time, but I'm not happy about it. Not happy about it at all. Better than a center back. It's better than a CDM at that overall, I guess. All right, next question for the chat in general. Are you more excited to see all these common packs be opened, or are you excited to see a million wheel spins? I think I'm more excited for the wheel spins, which I did not think I would say. I think it's because you can get a rare player on a wheel spin. 20 left back, 50. I need left backs, young players, fantastic. Can he be dual? No, he's not. 53 at Cam, 53 at left wing, 49. Okay, so I need to add a spot for Cam left wing's dual positionality, I guess. That just feels wrong and way too difficult to mass plan for. I want to experience the wheel wasn't on the platform. Yeah, it was during the breakaway season. It was for a full season. That was what was crazy. It was a shorter season, but still for more than just what a cup cycle will be. But yeah, I can't remember if I still have. Yeah, I don't know if I have that spreadsheet still. 52 right wing, 26. Striker. All right, there's the question. That 15 defense, I feel like, is going to lead to him being a better striker than right wing. But again, I'm not a stat aficionado. Maybe someone else will know or look that up later. But even then, when I was going through and counting what positions I had for this spreadsheet here, I did not look at the dual position guys. I didn't look to see if someone better at striker opposed to their primary position. I probably should, but I'll probably go through and fine tune that at a later time. But I needed just a general idea as far as what players I have right now. Yes, that is a good warning, Big. Plenty of times you feel like you're going to get the big shot, but the spaces do not represent the odds of what you're likely to get on there. Right wing, left wing, 25. Again, not great age, but good dual positionality. 1K off a rare pack. Ooh, yeah. With your handful teams, I think you said 7. Was it 7? Um, I like your odds cautiously. Maybe I'll share whenever I'm preparing for wheel spins, maybe what my spreadsheet was. Because I will say I spun a lot, as you may assume, the last wheel. And my averages lined up pretty good with what they said the odds were. Not that I would say they'd be lying, but the evidence was there that the odds were probably pretty accurate. 22 center mid, 48. That's a meh. Cool. Wolves a 54 striker, so +2. Yeah. Okay. I think I need strikers more than I need left wing, right wing. So okay, big. That would be appreciated. Not like we're competing on the same level a lot of the time. So hopefully it wouldn't hurt you too much to share your information. Because I was fascinated. Whenever I was managing that diamond team, you're like, I actually evaluate this striker who's a few overall less higher than the other one. Oh no, it's a 3. 39, 19-year-old, low physical, low defense. Left mid cam, right mid cam, left back. What a wild arrangement of positions. Like, look at that. Fascinating. I don't know if he'd be better anywhere else, though. He just is not really a good player. All right, we're going to do 3 more, then we'll open the Lego pack. Yeah, exactly. I can't see him being good at anything. Comments. He's just gonna be good at, I don't know, filling a roster spot. 25 striker. Again, I feel like we're getting a lot of older strikers that I can't be upset about because I need them. And 54. I mean, can't complain. 25 striker. Yeah. Who needs defense anyway? He's scoring goals. All right, two more, then we'll open Lego. And then I might hit the sack. I was thinking we could progress these players faster, but loading screens did not calculate the time. But it also did not calculate my errors in my ways whenever I was trying to start this stream. How much do you look into player match ratings? Do you think some players just perform better or worse? Personally, I don't look at match ratings at all. 54 striker, 24. Okay. But that's mostly because I'm going to play them where I play them. There's not much I can do about it in a larger sense, right? They're going to perform well. They're going to play against some teams that are better than them, some that are worse. I'm a big believer in controlling the variables you can control. And for me, match rating is when I have limited control over without diving deep into the engine and learning how things operate, which I understand already is not going to be my strength in this game. Hopefully, it'll evolve to a strength eventually, but I'm never going to manage tactically well this mass number of clubs. All right, last one before the Lego. Elias Porforio. Not 18 right back. Okay, that's just good stats. That's not great stats. But a lot of longevity, time to increase. Yeah, not a single right back, left back. Hopefully we'll get better with that in the future. All right, yeah, we're gonna have to do another stream, maybe sometime, maybe not. But we found the Lego. We are just gonna click and open. All right, first predictions. Do we think this is gonna be an old player or young player? Attacker, midfielder, defense. $87. How many notifications are in my inbox? That's a good first question. A lot. While those guesses come in. Yeah, it's a hefty number. As I kind of want to see how high it could get. It just got decreased by one because I opened up this one on accident. But yeah, it's just pre-contract offers right now. And then there was also, yeah, players suspended, all these different contract offers from earlier in the season. 23-year-old, 24 midfielder. As long as it's not 85, I've seen too many. Yeah, Big Will, if you didn't have bad luck, you'd have no luck at all. 90 rated. I don't know if that's possible, but I appreciate the hope. Maybe it's a CDM that has a center back that's a higher rating. Rascal, I don't even look at my inbox. And so that's why I tell people, if you're in this chat right now, feel free to DM me if you have requests. But overall, my goal is to use all my players that are legendary or lower end at legendary and down this season. So I don't know how many, if anything else I'll have. All right, a little bit of nerves here. 88 right back. Rascal, I like your positivity. Here's the thing: if this is a bad player, I can't even rage buy a second pack because they're not available. Instead, I'll just lay in bed opening up more common packs. All right. Moment of truth. He doesn't look young. Jakob Skov, 26. Oh, my heart. Oh, my heart. Well, fellas, thanks for being here. I can't imagine he's better at Cam. But here's the beautiful thing. He could progress well. We don't know. But for now, it doesn't feel too great. So, yeah. I will say in general, No, left mid's actually a position I have a good amount of. Right mid's where I think I'm lacking on the upper end. So I have right mid, right mid. Okay, so some left mid, left mid. Yeah, I really just didn't need left mid, right mids. 26, if it progresses, they'll progress fast. But yeah, we'll see. What are you gonna do? Besides just rage open more common player packs. I miss where you could see how many you had. Make it a lot easier. And I'm sure I could we can just control shift out here. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait, that was 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Is that 19? Did I count too fast? Overall, we still got a lot of players to go. And I may have bought more than I thought I did. 19 times 10. Yeah. We really didn't even get through half of them. That's both encouraging because there's still some left back, right backs in here maybe, but also still a long way to go. But either way, I appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, I'm going away, so there won't be streams probably for a while, but I'm hoping Holiday Heroes gets extended enough that we can do a wheel spin video whenever I get back. But yeah, thanks for joining. Good luck on your packs you haven't opened yet. Good luck on Holiday Heroes and playoffs if you have them. And yeah, we will catch you in the next one, which is hopefully not like, I don't know, months apart from now. So we will catch you all later.